Hi, good morning. I'm glad that you're here listening to this video. I hope it will be meaningful to you. Before I start talking about the reason I'm on here, I wanted to just give you a little update about the church. The sidewalks look amazing. Thank you to everybody who came and shoveled Sunday night. And the street has been cleared this morning. They came with their big trucks, and even the parking spaces have been cleared. It looks pretty good. The only thing is there's still a little bit of ice when you get out of your car. That might melt between now and Sunday. I'm not sure. And then there's a snowy patch still between the street and the sidewalk. So we're going to be assessing the church and to see if it's safe for us to gather this Sunday. I hope that we can, but watch your Facebook post and watch your email and all that to see if we do. And I just want to say that if you are questioning whether you should come or not, stay home. We're going to live stream the service, even if we have it, and I'm not sure if we're going to have church yet, but if we do have church, stay home and watch the live stream if you're nervous about the ice. The thing is, the snow will melt and you will come back to church. And we want you to come back without a broken ankle, not being on crutches, anything like that, because you pushed it and got out too soon. So your safety is our number one concern, and it's your number one concern for the next few days. So don't rush it, and we'll let you know what things are like at the church, and you can decide if you want to come or not. And if we decide to cancel church yet again, please remember that it is done with good intentions and with your safety in mind. Okay, that's the weather update. Now, the reason that I'm on here is I just wanted to talk to you for a moment about a little insight I had this morning about what's happening in Minneapolis. And I know that we've all been watching the news and have been horrified with all of the protesting and the chaos and the killings and the just all the things that are happening in Minneapolis and across the country. And I, like you, have been watching the news and I've been praying, but I've also had a deep unrest in my soul. And I just kept asking God, is there anything that I could say or should say? And I couldn't form words. I didn't know what to say. And then this morning in my prayer time, I was reading scripture and I figured out what I want to say and what I just want to share to you what my reaction, what I'm trying to do during these times of chaos and unrest. And the scripture that I read, you'll be familiar with. It's from Matthew 5, and it says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl or under a bushel basket. Instead, they put it on a stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." I've always loved this passage. I'm sure you do too. And I had this, and I've always wanted to be the light of God, and I know that that's supposed to be our, what we do at all times. We shine with the light of God. We refuse to give in to hatred and things like that. And then I had this flashback to my childhood or my teen years. When I was 16 years old, my little brother Matthew, who was 8 at the time, Matthew, the one that you all met, when he was 8, he and a friend wanted to know if a candle would glow in the dark. And so he and his friend climbed under my mom and dad's bed in their bedroom. And they lit their candle, and it not only glowed in the dark, it set my parents' bed on fire. And they had a babysitter at the time. We were all gone. It was just my brother and his friend there and the babysitter. And she called the fire department, and they came and put out the fire. And it wasn't, thank heavens, my brother, his friend, nobody was injured. And the room was, damaged but not destroyed. So it was, we were lucky. But I've never forgotten that because it was such a childlike thing to do, and scary. Our whole house could have burnt down. My brother could have been killed in a fire. His friend could have been killed in a fire. But this morning, when I read that scripture, I thought about my brother under that bed with a candle. Like, nobody puts a candle under a bushel basket. And I thought, what happens when we don't shine our light? Like when we hide it away? Fire erupts. And I'm watching fire in the streets of Minneapolis in my own soul. And I'm thinking, the only response that we can really have as Christians is to resolve to be that light. Like, no matter what, to be kind, to be respectful, to listen, to not jump to conclusions. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't do anything. I'm writing postcards and I'm calling people, and I'm sure that you are responding in some way as well. It doesn't mean that we're not going to do anything. It means that when we're doing it, we're going to do it as the light of God. So whether you oppose the protesters, you still have to shine with the light of God when you speak about them. And if you support the protesters, and if you support, going out in the streets and doing things, when you're out there, we have to do it as the light of God. We have to be calm, we have to shine, we have to be kind, and we have to be respectful. Because if we don't, if we put our lights out, if we put a bushel of anger over our light, we're just going to contribute to the fire, because that's what happens when a candle gets put under a bushel. So today I read that and I thought of my little brother and I thought about fire, and I thought, all right, I'm going to spend more time in prayer. I'm going to center myself, and I'm going to think before I speak. I'm going to think before I act. And I will act in whatever way God asks me to do. But I will do it with love and kindness and respect. And that will bring the light of God into a situation that is dark. So that's what I've resolved to do, and I hope that that in some way helps you ground and center and decide that whatever you do in response to what's going on, that you will do it as the light of God that you are called to be. If you put it under a bushel of hatred and anger, we'll just contribute to the fire. I want to end with just a little quote. There's this person called Toy Derricott, and she has a beautiful quote, and it says, "Joy is an act of resistance." And I was thinking about her and this poem this morning, and I thought, so is light. Being the light is an act of resistance. So whatever you do, do it as a child of God, with light, love, joy, kindness, care, and respect. As you discern what is best for you to do as a response, I pray that God's wisdom will guide you. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found this helpful. It was a real breakthrough for me this morning and for my own soul, and I just thought I would share it with you. Thank you. Take good care in the snow, and watch your email to see if we're going to have church on Sunday.